You are the type of owner who genuinely loves your dog, who reads the articles, buys the good food, and still wonders why your dog seems wired, reactive, and impossible to settle. You have blamed the breed, the walks, the training. But here is what nobody is telling you: your dog is not broken. Your dog is reading you. And if you have been running on 3 hours of sleep and a cortisol drip, your dog already knows. The question is, what are they doing with that information? We talk a lot about dog training, about commands and consistency and positive reinforcement. But we almost never talk about the owner's nervous system as a variable. This video is about the physiological mirror that exists between you and your dog, how your stress becomes their stress, how your sleepless nights become their hypervigilance, and what you can actually do to interrupt that cycle at the source. Let us start with something that sounds almost unbelievable until you sit with the science of it. Your dog has roughly 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose. You have about 6 million. That difference is not just a fun trivia fact. It means your dog is operating in a sensory world you cannot fully imagine. They are not just smelling last night's dinner or the neighbor's dog on your shoe. They are smelling you. Specifically, they are detecting the chemical signature of your emotional state in real time. Cortisol, the hormone your body releases under stress, has a scent. You cannot smell it on yourself, but your dog absolutely can. Research published in peer-reviewed journals on animal cognition has confirmed that dogs can reliably distinguish between the breath and sweat samples of a stressed human versus a calm one, and they respond differently to each. When cortisol spikes in your system, your dog's nose registers that change before your own brain has fully processed the stressor. Think about that for a second. Your dog knows you are stressed before you do. So when you are lying in bed at 2 a.m., cycling through tomorrow's problems, your cortisol is already climbing. You might feel like you are just lying still, but your body is broadcasting. And your dog, curled up at the foot of the bed or pressed against your legs, is receiving every signal. This is where the concept of emotional contagion comes in. And this is not a metaphor. This is a documented neurobiological process. Emotional contagion describes how emotional states transfer between individuals through physiological synchrony. It was originally studied in humans, particularly in close relationships, where partners' heart rates, breathing patterns, and cortisol levels begin to mirror one another over time. Researchers then began studying this same phenomenon in the human-dog bond, and what they found was striking. In studies measuring heart rate variability between owners and their dogs, scientists observed that a dog's heart rate would begin to rhythmically align with a stressed owner's pulse, particularly in dogs that had lived with the same person for an extended period. The longer and closer the bond, the stronger the synchrony. Your dog is not just watching you. Their body is literally tuning itself to yours, like two instruments slowly falling into the same frequency. And here is the part that changes everything when you really absorb it. When your heart rate elevates, when your breathing shallows, when cortisol floods your system, your dog's autonomic nervous system responds in kind. Not because they decided to, not because they are being dramatic or poorly trained, but because they are wired through tens of thousands of years of coevolution with humans to sync with us. Their survival has historically depended on reading our states accurately. That sensitivity is not a flaw, it is the feature, but it comes with a cost. Now picture 3 a.m. You cannot sleep. Maybe it is anxiety, maybe it is work, maybe it is something you cannot even name. You get up and pace, or you scroll, or you just lie there rigid staring at the ceiling. Your breathing is tight, your jaw is clenched, your nervous system is in a low-grade fight or flight state. Your dog wakes up. Maybe they lift their head, maybe they follow you into the kitchen, maybe they start pacing themselves, or whining softly, or pressing against you in that way that used to feel sweet but now feels clingy and almost frantic. You think, why is my dog so anxious? Why cannot they just relax? But your dog is not malfunctioning. Your dog is experiencing a sympathetic nervous system hijack triggered entirely by yours. Their body has caught your distress signal, processed it as a potential threat, and activated accordingly. They are not reacting to nothing. They are reacting to you, to the version of you that has been running on depletion for weeks or months, radiating a low hum of stress that their 300 million receptors are picking up every single hour of every single day. And this is the part that owners find hardest to hear, because it requires honesty. If your dog is chronically hypervigilant, reactive on the leash, unable to settle at home, clingy to the point of distress, or showing what looks like anxiety behaviors with no clear environmental trigger, one of the first places to look is not at your dog's history or breed or training gaps. It is at your own sleep and stress baseline. Chronic sleep deprivation has a direct effect on cortisol regulation. When you are underrested, your baseline cortisol stays elevated throughout the day. You are not just stressed at stressful moments. You are physiologically primed for stress all the time. And because your dog is tuned to your frequency, they begin to live in that elevated state alongside you, without ever getting the signal that it is safe to come down. This is why you can do all the right training things, all the impulse control exercises, all the calm greetings and structured walks, and still see a dog that cannot fully settle. Because the nervous system information coming from you, through scent, through your heart rate, through your posture and breathing, is louder than any command you give. Your dog's recovery from anxiety does not begin with a new training protocol. It begins when you start treating your own nervous system as part of the equation. That means sleep, not eventually, not after things calm down at work. Now, 7 to 9 hours with consistent sleep and wake times that give your cortisol rhythm a chance to normalize. It means finding even 10 minutes a day of genuine downregulation, whether that is slow breathing, a walk where you are not on your phone, or simply sitting quietly with your dog without an agenda. Here is something worth knowing. Research on heart rate coherence suggests that when you slow your breathing deliberately, your heart rate variability improves. And because your dog is synchronizing with you, that shift in your physiology ripples outward. You calm down, and your dog, sensing the change in your biochemical signal, begins to calm down with you. You become the safe frequency, the one that tells them the threat is gone. We can rest now. That is the real training, not the commands, not the tools, the regulation you model with your own body every single day. If something in this landed for you, share it with someone who loves their dog but hasn't connected their own exhaustion to their dog's behavior. And if you are starting to look at your dog's anxiety differently now, stick around. The next video goes deeper into how your daily stress habits reshape your dog's long-term emotional baseline. You and your dog are in this together, and that starts with you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.